Okay, so Tim, can you start by telling us your title and what your job is?
Okay. I'm the Director of Strategic Planning and Policy for the SFMTA, and my main job is to basically join the dots and develop the strategic direction for the transportation system. So we manage all of the modes in San Francisco, and we try and put them all and knit them together to create a more optimized and more sustainable outcome.
Now, how are you coping in San Francisco? Because we've got Lyft, Uber, Sidecar, we've got electric bikes, we've got the new bike system.
Right.
So there's a lot of kind of wars going on. How do you cope?
Yeah, so we've been used to that for a long time. So if you know our transit system, we have 9 modes of public transit. So we've been used to having this very diverse system of services. And we all see them as new players to the system. Our job is to make sure 3 things happen. One is that they're complementary to our transportation system services. 2, that they're actually truly sustainable and green, and they're meeting the outcomes that we want for a more sustainable economy. And 3, that they're actually accessible, so that no matter what kind of person you are in your background, you can actually access these services. So from an overall framework, we encourage them all to flourish and to grow and provide more services in our system to create those excellent transportation choices. That's our vision. We just want to make sure that they're actually all playing complementarily into this network, and that they're not actually competing in a way that actually is detrimental to our overall goals, which is a vibrant economy and a really good quality of life.
Well, you could say that Uber and Lyft and Sidecar have actually killed a whole industry, the taxi industry. So how do you cope with that?
Yeah, so we regulate the taxi industry, and the taxi industry had a lot of opportunities to grow and to update itself. Uber and Lyft and Sidecar found a corner in the market, and they kind of filled that market. I think the question right now is, are they actually helping the overall program, or are they hurting the program? It still remains to be seen. There are distinct cases where they're actually meeting the niche market needs of people that weren't able to be met before. And now there are other areas where they're competing, and there's been some studies, but they're still too very new for us to figure out, are they helping, hindering, or neutral to the overall system of a more multimodal system. The jury's out.
Okay, let's talk about San Francisco in 2020.
Yes. Okay.
What does it look like?
San Francisco in 2020 can go 2 ways. We're at the crossroads right now. It can be a place where there's about a lot of integrated modes and options for us to use, and that we can actually get around the city in a way that we can book, find, and access all these different services at our phone or our wristband, whatever we're going to have in 5 years' time. And it's a really good system that's going to encourage us to use the green modes, and we can play games with each other and actually compete and actually change the services. Or it's going to be a system of slow decline where the service is going to get that much more expensive, and we're going to have a hodgepodge of systems that still are not really integrated, and it's causing frustration because it's becoming more expensive to live and work in the city. So I'm hoping for the former, but the latter is also real, and we need to be very mindful of it.
Do you ever see San Francisco being a carless city?
I am not sure about whether we'll be a carless city. We may get to the point where we don't need to have privately owned cars. That still remains to be seen, but to do that we need to have a really robust transit network, a really strong bike network, a really good sharing services, and they need to be working really well all the time, because it just needs to have one system to break down and people will go and buy their own cars. So as long as there's a fleet of cars available for services, I think we'll get there.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.